Well, listener, that makes sense. And I heard that rumor, and we all see Paulo Costa back there. Very interesting. Paulo Costa just said that about Hamzat when Paulo Costa had a great fight at light heavyweight, moving up. I think, guys, our true potential as fighters is hidden from us if all we're trying to do is become a weight bully and cut weight, right? I think that's happened to Paulo Costa throughout his career. I think that's happened to Hamzat, right? Like when Hamzat was playing around with welterweight, it's because his body could still handle it. But, Costa at least is now a man in Hamzat's a man in his 30s now, right? Like your body changes as you age, without a doubt. Excuse me. And weight cuts become harder and harder, and it becomes harder and harder on your career to maintain that body weight. Now, the funny part there about Costa calling Hamzat a fat ass, and then you saw Costa's last fight, nobody would dare call any of those people fat, right? Like Costa and Hamzat are normal looking guys, right? Without a doubt, it's fat on them, which shows you how sucked up people need to get to fight, right? It's to an unhealthy proportion. And then you've got to think of the next part of this. And Jason Lambert is actually the one who taught me this, although intuitively I knew it, which is why I refused to go any lower than cruiserweight when I was still fighting punching. Wrestling's a different story, right? Like your body can rebound and it's a different deal and it affects your cardio more than anything. But the reason weight bullies can land up with shaky chins is when you dehydrate yourself, there's an amount of water that sits around the brain. So that water acts as part of the protection for the brain, just like your skull does, right? When you remove that water, suddenly the brain doesn't have that protection. And let me say this. Now, that was laid out to me by Jason Lambert, who was a training partner and friend and coach in jiu-jitsu at Blackline MMA in San Diego. But as soon as Jason said it to me, I knew it was true. And Jason was one of those guys that came around at a rough time in MMA, right? Like he was a really short guy, 5'9" probably, right? But his body was big. So he could cut to 205, but cutting to 185 was just ridiculous. So when Jason finally made the cut to 185, because everybody in the world was cutting weight like it was wrestling practice, right? And there's no damage there. He got knocked out, I'm sure. Like he lost his fights anyway, right? Like he could not win. His body couldn't perform at that weight. And part of that is what I just said. And that's why your chin goes, because there's no water protecting the brain with the skull too. And eventually that happens to all those fighters. I think Costa's got a new lease on life at 205. I think Hamzat will find a new lease on life at 205. And I think that is good for all us fans. So I wish there was something we could do about the crazy weight cuts. But guys, they're fighting for money. Everybody's going to try to get every edge they can. And there it is. Like and follow for more on The Fight Game.